Show us the fucking money. It's time to lay it on me. Cause what's mine is ours. This shit belongs to the army. Gon' need to see them Benjis. We hungry for them tendies. Give us this day our daily bread. Show us the fucking money.
This ain't financial advice, just a little DD to help you think twice. We hold for each other, eyes on the prize. The new floor's 200,000 times 5. I joke, I kid, no, I don't know a damn thing. I'm as simple as Bubba trying to sell some damn shrimp. Can't spell IQ, can't even count to 10. And I eat crayons every day with my friends. I think about Kenny in his ivory tower, shaking in his lily boots as the apes overpower. Must suck to lose to monkeys, so dumb. But you made your bed and you got nowhere to run. I'd love to be a fly on the wall when he makes the prize fall. And he watching as we keep on more. You forgot we on the float blind, 2 hours old. Lie, stop breaking the law, asshole.
Show us the fucking money. It's time to lay it on me. Cause what's mine is ours. This shit belongs to the army. Gon' need to see them Benjis. We hungry for them tendies. Give us this day our daily bread. Show us the fucking money.
Yeah, crayon eating Lambo loving smooth brain, stupid ass. Throwing all my money at the streets like a quarterback. If you don't mean a thing, water up a dust back. Apes not leaving nothing till we get the money stacks. Monkey see, monkey do, monkey holding to it blue. Monkey magic coming through us monkeys on the moon. Double digit IQ, tendy loving bamboo. Right here we got more smoothies than a jumbo juice. Probably thought you coulda made us sell all the gooder. In hell we maybe woulda, but we more zen than the Buddha. The floor 6 figures ain't selling for less. You took on the ape nation and you're fucking with the best. We hold for each other, my sisters and my brothers, the fighters and the lovers. We don't need another fan because we huddle through hard times and struggles. Cause we just a couple of diamonds in the rough.
Show us the fucking money. It's time to lay it on me. Cause what's mine is ours. This shit belongs to the army. Gon' need to see them Benjis. We hungry for them tendies. Give us this day our daily bread. Show us the fucking money.
Moon gang, excuse me while I fix my desk. This is called professionalism. You know,
Not a lot of people in this world, when they're running a show, are like, ah, shit, the show already started. I should probably have my desk set up. I like to let you guys see it in real time. This is it. This is raw. This is unedited. We are coming at you live from my mother's basement, and the desk was not set up properly, but I'm told by many medical professionals sitting for too many hours in a day is not healthy. So here we are, we're standing. This is your friendly reminder. If you happen to have the ability to stand a standing desk, or maybe you just want to get up from that classroom, get up from that office, get up from that wedding or funeral, wherever you're at right now, just get up and leave. Let's have fun. Standing is healthier. You shouldn't be sitting around. Tell your teacher you know what's up. Tell your manager you know what's up. Tell that priest, that pastor, tell everyone, be like, hey, the kid in the duck shirt who happens to be wearing a cardigan today told me it's healthier to stand up. I gotta go. I can't sit here anymore and listen to you, man. I gotta go listen to this kid on the interwebs. This is how we're doing it today. We're talking about distractions. The theme of today's show is distractions. I feel like this is like the intro as if I were a magician. I was like, please suspend your disbelief in the magical arts for 1 hour this evening as I take you through the illusionary land of Matthew Kohrs. That's kind of what like this vibe. Whenever I have a very thick collar going on, I feel like I'm about to like start pulling cards out of my sleeve and be like, is this it? Was it a 2 of diamonds? Distract me. What is going on, folks? Well, Mitch, welcome back. You got to look at ELEK. We will check that out for sure. Hey, Matt, thoughts on QCOM, gap down, looking supply chain issues and inflation hype. All right, let me write all these down. I don't want to forget them. I'm already going off on a tangent. What do we want to talk about today? showing some love and thanks for everything. Shout out. QCOM. ELEK. Here's what you need to know about AMC. Currently trading out $43.18. Nice breakout. We got double tapped at 44.30, but let's see what Power Hour really brings us. Rivian up 12.6%. Currently the fifth biggest automaker in the world. A lot of you might be saying, wait, whoa there, duck kid. How does that make sense? How is a company the fourth or fifth? I can find out the number. I think it's in the top 5 now, automakers in the entire world, and it's delivered 150 vehicles. Fascinating. You might say, but that doesn't make sense. Well, neither does anything. You're listening to a guy shouting at a camera in a basement. Like, does it have to make sense? A lot of people, they act as if that's a prerequisite in this world, especially when it comes to the stock market. So many people out there assuming it has to make sense, as if that's like the unwritten rule of like, oh yeah, no, it should logically track. Why? When? What? You're now just realizing things in life don't make sense? Folks, it's not a rule. No one ever said things have to make sense. And this is just another example of it. Prog having a great day, up 39%, pushing 485-ish, pushing $5. I want to talk about Prog. It's making a lot of people hot and bothered and not in the right way. So we're going to be talking about Prog and distractions, and really Rivian, Lucid, all of them, I guess you could argue, are distractions. I think it's a very weird argument, but we're going to be getting into that. Like I said, hot and bothered in the wrong way. And then Lucid coming in up 21%, trading at 54.60. I've been calling out the gap fill to 56. It feels like ever since NAM, folks. I don't know how else to say this, but 56. It looks like we're going to get there after a beautiful gain of a day. Lucid, Rivian crushing it, Prog crushing it, AMC crushing it, GME a little bit behind. Still not. It's down 0.5% on the day, but it's over 200. It's at 208. We love that breakout above 212. A lot of things going on. Hang on, let me get some of these. One of your interviews, there was a discussion about what happened when GME, when the puts ran out of money. Think had to do with liquidity. Explain, please. It's when they ran out of shorts, so instead they took their money to buy puts to get additional downside, I guess, like exposure. So there was no more shares to short, so they still wanted to increase their net bearish position, so they bought puts, I think is what you're referring to. Yeah, yes, making sense and not making sense. Let's try the route, see how that goes. You have to make sense about how you're not making sense. If that, that makes sense, right? You have to be consistently inconsistent. Thoughts on Sony? I think Spider-Man will honestly help. Ticket sales will boost AMC as well. Happy birthday, by the way. I appreciate that. Let me write down Sony. We could check it out. But remember, one movie for Sony, like one particular one, Sony's a big company. I think it's like 500 billion. It's a lot. Let me check out Sony. It's a huge company. So even if one movie crushes it, if we're just looking at its market cap is 153 billion. So even if it does exceedingly well, I mean, I think we're at an all-time high. So it's going to need quite a bit to keep going. But think about even some of our best movies ever, something like Avatar or Avengers, that's 2 billion. So even if this movie were to get to that level, 2 billion, that's not going to be pure profit. Remember, you have to pay like you're looking at first to recoup the money. So then if you look at, like, let's say your net profit of, I don't know, 1.5 billion in pure profit, that'll help. I mean, obviously, I'm excited for the movie. I'm going to see the movie. I think it's going to be a very, very good movie. But I think at a certain point, I'm not going to expect like a 10% gap up because of the success of the movie, because that would represent a $15 billion gain. When is that really possible when our best movies ever have only done around 2 billion in revenue? If it don't make dollar, don't make sense. Okay, so why do they call me Uncle B in comedy? I have no clue. What doesn't make sense is how anyone can watch you for so long and not hit the freaking like button. Love you. I love that. That is so kind. Shout out. All right. Do you guys want my rant now, or do you want your rant later? It's up to whoever. It's up to all of you. You're the viewers. You guys are the people who get to run the show. I'm just the talking head. So I'll put that one on you. It's really hard to find your channel lately. It doesn't even show up in my subscriptions list. No gold star from YouTube. Yeah, this has been an issue for like quite a while. About a month now, I've been having a lot of issues with YouTube and their serving system and all of that. And that's why a little bit more recently I've been saying, hey, like, please hit that like button, please hit the subscribe button, because it's the only tools I really have at my disposal to fight back with the algorithm. But in terms of like promotion, particularly of me, it's just not getting out there. I'm not getting out there to a new audience. And I guess it's saying, hey, this is the only group of people on the planet that's going to like you. And there's like no reason to serve you to other people because they're just not going to like you. So maybe YouTube's attempting to protect my feelings. They're like, man, like this new group, like you're not good enough to be there. They're not going to like the cut of your jib. And so maybe they have my best interest at heart, but I highly doubt it. Highly doubt it. All right. Let's look up some of these and then we could go into a quick rant. So Sony, $150 billion company, sizable company. I don't know why I thought it was $500 billion. That's would be like a top company pretty much in the world. It would be like a top 25 company most likely. But anyway, Sony, it's looking good. All-time high. I'm not going to buy anything at an all-time high. I don't like buying things at all-time highs, but it is looking pretty solid right now. And since they still do technically have ownership of Spider-Man, which I don't know how many of you know this, but Spider-Man, Marvel, for quite a while there, as a business, Marvel was not doing well, and they would actually like loan out and rent out certain superheroes and the likeness and like basically for a whatever the loan contract was, that like that's how long they got it. So a while ago, back in Tobey Maguire days, that's when it all started. And Sony was like, oh, okay, yeah, like we'll rent out this Spider-Man character and make some movies. And it's kind of interesting to see how, as a business, how much Marvel has changed. At first, it was renting out some of its IP just to keep like the lights on, and now it's absolutely insane. So kind of a cool little thing there going on about Sony and movies and Marvel. Qualcomm, ripping. If you're in it, awesome. I'm not a fan of buying at a new all-time high. Eventually, I do think this gap will get filled, but not anytime soon. This is quite a bit of momentum. Obviously crushed it on its earnings and hasn't looked back ever since then. Qualcomm is a very strong tech play. ELEK, don't know anything about this. I don't like the chart. Looks like it just got going today. It's delayed on the OTC market. I don't know what to make of it. I wouldn't trade it personally. Lucid is crushing it. I'm still looking for that gap up to 56 from the Churchill Capital days. Prog, we're seeing what Power Hour is going to bring us, but Prog turning a lot of heads, making a lot of people happy today, making a lot of people angry today, which in a certain sense is a good way into my rant. A certain sense is in a good way to my rant. Do I want to do the rant now? The majority of big YouTubers pay for the recommendations to get like recommended out to people. Is that true? I've never been approached by YouTube to do that. Pay for recommendations. Okay. Yeah, hang on. How can we do this? Can I do this over here? Whoa, up close and personal. I think this will work. Hello, testing. This is Matt rant number 1, testing. Testing. Matt Kohrs rant number 1. Folks, this is something we've discussed many times before. In fact, this entire concept of distraction. If you look it up, what's weird right now because of the ape community, if you search the word distraction, Merriam-Webster is going to like shoot you through the canon of the interwebs, and it's going to land you on the page of jealousy. Right now, because Prog is doing exceedingly well, it's the hot topic in the community. Prog's up 37%. Rivian, same thing. That's up 12%. Lucid up 22%. And you're hearing this. Distraction, distraction, distraction. The only thing you're allowed to talk about, apparently, is AMC and GME. I want to discuss this from, I guess, a logical standpoint of like what it actually means for the community, and then also on a personal standpoint. So from a logical standpoint, there's literally thousands. There's thousands of equities. There are thousands of cryptos. There are so many opportunities. And depending on why you're choosing to engage in the market, that is all up to you. If your exclusive goal is to make money, have at it. There's a lot of money making opportunity. I am long on AMC. I am long on GME. I am doing this because I think they can make me money. I think that's very, very important, but that's not exclusively the reasoning I am coming at you live myself through the interwebs, but I'll get into that in a second. AMC, I like it. GME, I like it. I'm in both. I think they both represent a money-making opportunity. But with that being said, there are various other plays, and you are the one who's in control of your finances. It is exclusively up to you. No one else is the arbiter of your financial health. You should care about it for yourself, your family, your loved ones. At the end of the day, no one's paying your bills. You're paying your bills. That's so incredibly important. No, it doesn't matter. Like, these people they have the gall to somehow be the ability to look into your pocket, like, tell me what's going on. What are you in? And it's this weird gatekeeping mechanism. And you see all these people who are pandering. And it's almost as if, in a way, you have these like virtue signaling apes. Look how pure I am. I'm exclusively in AMC and GME. Don't even talk to me about something else. Ah! Did I get frozen by the YouTube? Oh my God. YouTube. We're going to have some problems here, Alphabet. Where were we? End scene 1. So you have all these people who think that they can tell you what to do with your money. And at the end, I just don't get it. To me, a core pillar of this movement is kind of fighting back against the elitism. The fact that people think, for whatever reason, they know more and they can tell you what to do with your money. That for some reason, apparently they're God's gift to this earth, like the best gift he's ever like given us. And he's like, this is the guy who knows about markets. Listen to him. He's in. AMC and GME, I think it's stoked a certain cultural and social wildfire of the fact that, hey, you don't have to have that pedigree hanging on your wall, dressing up in some fancy suit to like actually understand the market. That's been, honestly, I would argue, a lie that's been pitched to so many people, and it's a form of gatekeeping. And we now see gatekeeping forming within this community. If you like AMC, great. If you like GME, great. If you like another stock, cool. I wish you nothing but success. I don't get it. I don't get it whatsoever. These people, coming back to what I was saying, they're virtue signaling. Look how much of a pure ape I am. If you're arguing, seriously, for the hate views that I'm currently getting, if you're watching this and it's just because, like, apparently you hate me so much that you have to watch it and know what I'm saying every single day, and inherently you become one of my actual biggest fans, if you're of the mindset that you're a purist and there is such thing as a distraction, let's take that route first. If you think there is such thing as a distraction, you should be in nothing but GameStop. I don't know how to be more explicitly clear this. I don't agree with this concept of distraction, but if you do, your account should be nothing other than GameStop. There's no logical world in which you're like, oh yeah, everything's a distraction. I'm a purist. I have GME, and as soon as you say and, you're already breaking your own logical rules. It doesn't make sense anymore. And a lot of these people are going to say GME and AMC. there's a lot of GameStop peers who are going to say AMC was the original distraction, and people just talked about it for long enough that then it was accepted by the group. You kind of saw that with Doge. You kind of saw that with Shiba. At first, when people were talking about it, they're like, I don't know about this one. And then it became, the community just ended up accepting it. Now, I'm just trying to point out the logical fallacies that these people go completely Simone Biles in their mental gymnastics to jump through to try to justify that they seem to, like, I guess, just have a little bit more insight on everything. To me, this movement, and this is so incredibly important, the ape movement. Am I the one who gets to define an ape? Absolutely not. Am I the one who gets to define the ape movement? No. I think it's up to all of us individually to define what it means for you as a person. For me, what this entire movement means, we're fighting for at least a fair shot at what's going on in this absolutely insane world. To many factors outside of all of our individual control, some people are born into a better situation, some people are born into, let's call it, not such an ideal situation. This is the entire argument that we get that. Sometimes people are born better off, sometimes you're not. We're arguing that no matter where you're born, we at least just want a fair crack at it. That's all we're saying. That, to me, that is the core pillar of how this entire thing is built, is now with the expanse of technology, we're all interconnected in digital communities. We have connections to the markets. We can do what we want, and we just want to play this game in such a fair way that that's all it is. We want to play in a fair way to get that fair shot where the playing field is a little bit level. And all of a sudden, you have these people who are arguing that, yes, we all agree with that from the start. And the representation of that was AMC and GME. And now all of a sudden, if you're fighting for market transparency and fairness, nothing else is allowed to represent that. I don't get it. So many people from this week, today alone, let's call it, were able to put food on their table because of Rivian, LCID, PROG. Cool. Why are we not applauding those people? They finally got a little bit ahead in life, and you have some fucking asshat on Twitter saying, you can't play that because you're not an ape. Who the fuck cares? This person just put food on their table, finally was able to maybe get ahead on one rent bill, and like, we're just gatekeeping, like, but it was a distraction. That's the most pedantic, childish bullshit argument I've ever heard in my life. And all it is, bringing it back to the start of this, all it is, it's pure jealousy. It is pure unbridled jealousy that they're like, shit, I wish I got into that play. I wish I a little bit knew more about the market. I wish I diversified a little bit more. Now, am I saying this in any way to say, yes, actively trade AMC, get in, get out? No. Don't take that message away. I don't think these things should be actively traded. That does not make sense in the slightest. I'm saying if you have some extra capital, and you want to try to trade something else to learn a little bit about the markets, if you want to take that risk reward setup, have at it. There is nothing wrong with that. Some of the apes out there are going to absolutely hate that I'm saying this. Some of the apes out there are going to be like, oh, no, that's cool. I'm trying to learn a little bit more about the markets. I'm trying to trade. Once again, because I know this is already going to like be taken the wrong way. Am I telling you to get out of AMC and GME for more opportunity and try to jump back and forth? No. Timing the market is extremely hard. It is extremely hard, and there's a very small percentage of people who attempt to do that and are actually successful at it. That is not the message of what I'm saying. The message of what I'm saying is do what you want because you're fighting for your own financial freedom. And trust me, some ding dong somewhere else on social media, just because you abided by that random person's definitions, they're not going to be sending you a check. They're not going to be ensuring there's food on your table. They're not going to be ensuring your rent's paid. They're not going to be putting presents under your Christmas tree. They're going to be running their mouth on social media because it's social media, and they could give two flying fucks about your actual success. That is so incredibly important for everyone to understand. We're in a movement to fight for fairness and transparency and make sure the field is as level as possible. To me, it's a wrong turn. It's a misstep to
associate this movement exclusively with two equities. To me, this is a fight for market transparency, fairness. We want a fair crack at it. This movement cannot live by the success and or failure of an individual stock. That doesn't make sense. If you think that illicit, nefarious actions have only occurred in AMC and GME, you're going to be surprised when you start looking around. For example, PROG's been moving today. The amount of FTDs is outstanding. The short interest is outstanding. This is a company that's trying to disrupt one of the most popular drugs known to man, making humanity a slightly better place, and it's being shorted. To me, that's not good. That should not happen. We caught these shorts. To me, this is a picture-perfect setup of fitting kind of into the cause of the apes. If you agree with it, cool, have at it. Maybe you want it. If you don't want to trade it, here's a freaking novel idea. Don't trade it. Do what you want to do. That's an insane idea. On more of a personal note, I see some rhetoric of people stating, you got to stick with what made you. And then people are erroneously assuming that I've been made by this AMC crowd. That's actually wrong. If I were to be made by a particular crowd, I was made by the GameStop crowd. I started streaming about GameStop. I blew up because of GameStop. And then I was streaming GameStop. And then I was streaming AMC. I included both. Earlier this year, I received a DM that I can't share the details of, and I'm not going to lie. I read this DM, and as whatever, a 27-year-old dude, you're not supposed to be getting messages from strangers. And this one, like, I had a very clear emotional response to it. I still do, thinking about it. And the highlight of it is this person was able to forever change their life and their son's life, who desperately needed medicine. And it was at that point that I realized this is so much bigger than just like, oh, the YOLO bet of Reddit. It's so much bigger than AMC, GME, or an individual stock of money. At 27, I came to the realization that this is like actual shit is going on in the background. People's lives are forever being changed, positive ways, and we're looking into so much of Wall Street and shining a light on it. We have this opportunity in front of us that I don't know if it's ever been in any way, I guess, awarded to society, especially here, not that I know of. So I look at these people and I get it. I get that, like, AMC, GME, this is it, this is it, this is it. But you have to understand, at a certain point, when you take a step back, this entire movement has, I would say, a degree of meaning to so many people. And sometimes that's small. I would say it's actually small, that people are just in it for, like, whatever, for the lulz, for the trolling, for like a little bit of money. And then you have the other side where people are literally doing things with their life that they never ever thought they would be able to do. They thought they were born into a particular box, and sometime down their life, they're like, this is it. I'm stuck here. I can't do anything. And at the most inherent aspect, I would argue that this movement that we're fighting for this fair attempt in life, it's a form of hope. And if you attach a form of hope to some like just individual like stock and that's it, that's, I don't want it to become a weak movement. To me, it's a group of people who are doing their best they possibly can to say, hang on, these elitist cronyism assholes who are continually lining their pocket while other people are getting scraps that are on the street. Let's fight it back against that system. To me, it's that simple. So if I was made by something, I was made by GME. Did I get bigger with AMC? Obviously. At a certain point, did I run into a moral wall where I realized I had a literal duty to anyone who took the time out of their day to listen to me to go beyond just screaming AMC and GME? If you want AMC's 42.90, GMZ's 207. Like I can say these things all day. But at a certain point, I ran into a moral wall and I made a decision. I've been afforded through the craziest alignment of stars I possibly could in my life. I've been given this audience. And as long as I have your attention, it is my moral duty to do the best of my ability to explain everything that's what's going on. Explain everything that I can possibly do, opposed to just screaming about two stocks day in and day out. Do I talk about them? Yes. Do I love them? Yes. Do I believe in them? Yes. Are there also an infinite amount of other things going on that is important for all of us to know, for that slight opportunity, the slight minute opportunity to maybe take a step in the direction of having a better life? Yes. And then that's why I talk about it. If you agree with that, sweet, I'm happy you're here. If you disagree with it and you exclusively want someone to ramble off to you the current price of two equities, okay, that's fine. Like, I'm not gonna be everyone's, like, I'm gonna be a couple people's bag of gasoline, not everyone's cup of wine. I get it. I'm a little bit of abrasive, but that's also who I am. At the end of the day, like me or don't like me, I'm gonna call it out however I see it, however I feel it, 100% of the time. Some of you are going to like me for it. A lot of you are going to dislike me for it. But at the end of the day, I think you owe it to yourself and you owe it to the community to be a little bit more mature with really what is going on right now in real time. End scene. I did not think it was going to go that way. I think some of the funnest things about a rant is kind of like that Michael Scott quote. I start sentences and I don't know where it's going to go. Like, I just start talking and I like to see where, like, I find the ethos of it along the way. It's definitely very much like a Michael Scott type of sentence thing. That's the rant. I just opened it up and let it rip. Someone has to say it. Wall Street Vikings, shout out, man. Steven, becoming an astronaut. Shout out, Ian. And I truly appreciate the applause. And I think some people, it's so nice. It truly is nice to see support. And I think at a certain point, it's so, I wish I could share some of the things that I've received with all of you. I've received very, very personal things. And the days that you're sitting there, and I can't share this personal information, but the days that you're sitting there and you're questioning, like, okay, like, am I learning about stocks? Am I in this movement? Like, what's going on? Am I truly affecting change? I can tell you from the bottom of my heart with utter certainty, in any capacity that you've been involved in this, you have made so many lives better. So many lives better. I know people who have finally been able to get ahead on rent, put food on their table. I know people who've been able to pay off drugs that they so desperately needed. I know women who have been able to get out of abusive relationships, all because of this cause. So if you're sitting there and you're just saying, what is it? What is it beyond the fact that people are trading? If you just want to trade, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying like that you have to have some freaking Mother Teresa-esque ideology on the success of this group. You don't. If you just want to trade to make money, that's cool. I have no problem with money. Many people on this planet don't. But if you're of the mindset that you're like, hang on, I'm interested in this stuff. I'm interested in what's going on with the market. Why is there so much insider trading? Why is there so much like corporate corruption? Why is there so much market manipulation? Why are politicians being paid off with bribes? Why are they like just this, all the insanity in an attempt to make sense about what's going on? Am I an expert? God, no. Folks, I'm 27. I am 27 years old. I am 2 years removed from my brain allegedly finally being done developing, which essentially makes me 2 years old. I'm not saying I'm an expert. I'm not positioned as a person who's the end all be all on the market, the economy, the shit that goes on in politics. All I have going for me is the fact that I'm beholden to absolutely fucking no one, man. As long as I pay off my rent and she's cool, my landlord, she doesn't care what I do. That's my obligation in life, is paying off my rent, buying sangria, and eating Cheez-Its. That's my only obligation. So if you look at it as two pillars, you have people who have a lot of knowledge, but can you really, the truth factor of it, the trust factor of it, you don't have that with mainstream media at all. At all. So much knowledge, but you don't know who their sponsors are. You don't know what they're told to say. You don't know their agenda. You don't know what's going on in the back doors. With me, do I have that expertise? Absolutely not. I'm going to be the first one to admit it. Do I get things right? Yes. Do I get things wrong? Also correct. But with me, all you know is you get pure truth. Sometimes I say things that I shouldn't be saying. I probably go on too much about shit that I'm like, how many times have you guys been listening? You're like, did he just say that? If anything, there's no fancy producer in my ear telling me what to say. I just grip it and rip it. That's how I treat this entire streaming process. So with it, day over day, I dedicate hours and hours of my life to learning about what the hell is going on in the best of my ability to explain it to all of you. And it's just going to get better and better. I'm never, ever going to change the trust, truth factor. That's always going to be there. I do what I want. I'm the leader of my own ship. And day over day, I dedicate hours to just be able to present to you what's going on. And I just see this, and it happened, like I said, it happened with SPRT. It happened with DWAC. It happened with SHIB. It happened with Doge. So many people are warping what this is. I don't know how to be more explicitly clear about this. I am not an AMC GME channel. There are AMC and GME channels, and I wish them the best of luck. Do I cover AMC and GME because I think there's rampant, nefarious, illicit things going on? Yes. Do I cover PROG because I think there's rampant, illicit, nefarious things going on? Yeah. Do I cover Lucid because I think there's rampant, illicit, nefarious things going on? Well, no, but it's also just running a lot, and I hope you guys are making money. It's a cool stock. Same thing with Rivian. Like, I don't think there's like rampant, illicit, nefarious things going on. It's just up a shitload, and it's fun to watch. Like, at a certain point, if you're seeing people make big money, it's just fun to pay attention to what's going on. So I'm not saying I'm just like some like fucking vigilante character that's always fighting crime nonstop. No, sometimes it's just fun to watch things go boom. Like, who doesn't want to watch that? But overall, to act like you can exclusively pay, like, that's not a movement. That's not a core pillar of the reasoning of a movement. That's just like asshats being asshats. I just saw a Rivian truck driving that shot. All I can say is so much nicer in person than in photos. 10 out of 10 would recommend. You saw the Rivian truck? Those things are rare. That's like a holographic Charizard, man. You don't see too many of those in the wild. What do we need to hear about your backdoor? You're kind of like my ex. Sometimes I want to be around her, and sometimes I want to strangle her. What? Oh, man. Oh, man. I watch you and Trey every day because you guys are real and honest with what's going on. We all appreciate that. I appreciate it, and I hope I could speak for Trey in saying this, that like I'm sure he greatly appreciates it. Drizzler B, shout out. Shout out Occam's Phaser. Occam, I appreciate, you don't have to thank me. I should be thanking you. I'm so fucking stoked about the Moon Gang. Could you rant one more time with the voice changer? Matt, that meant a lot, but Wind Lamp. You crazy ducks. You guys are all hilarious. I got my first Hummer in the back row of AMC Theater back in high school. AMC was wingman then. Only fare I repaid in favor. I like the stock. So proud of you. You're the funniest one. The happiest with the wealth of others. At the end of the day, autoplay, born of a question, nothing to do. Either company not giving up. And I'll keep banging on the glass of this double till it breaks. What else are we at? What else are we at? Potato salad is salad. I like how you guys bring it back down to such a reasonable, normal mat level so quickly. So back to potatoes being an amalgamation of fruit salads. Thank you for being someone who values truth over hype. I think I appreciate that. I've noticed early on in my life, in just friendships, relationships I've had, I've noticed that's the one thing you can't get back. As soon as you break truth, it's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. In so many interperson relationships, it seems like you can come back from quite a bit, except for the fact of being untruthful. As soon as you break that, something about the way our brains are wired, it's just going to eat away alive at you. You can do a lot of bad things that's going to upset someone, whether it's a friendship or relationship. But if you're truthful about it, there always seems to be a way back in that scenario. And I've noticed, I don't know, in my relationships, that's just so key. That's so important. That's the one thing that people just do not forget about. As soon as you end up lying, as soon as you start spewing bullshit, people don't forgive that. They don't forget of it. And I think in a certain way, if you were to take that on an individual level and make it, I don't know, almost like personified by corporate America, that's the issue, is we all have such an absurd problem with being lied to. We all have a visceral emotional reaction. And in a certain way, that's, I would argue, the embodiment with the current global citizen discontent is we're continually lied to by the government. We're continually lied to by Wall Street. It seems like the people in power who make the biggest decisions, who make the biggest paychecks, are always continually lying. And that's the thing that I think drives us all a little bit freaking nutty, is we know we're being lied to. And I just don't think our brains are the best at like accepting that. And on the most pico scale possible I can be, because I'm just a pico influencer, I was like, I could be right, I could be wrong, and that's fine. People like you when you're right. Hopefully people forgive you when you're wrong. But the thing they just don't forgive is just when you're lying. Like, you have to be truthful. You have to. AMC GME short squeeze. I just buy the socks to make the duck boy eat spicy food and do challenges. Just now finding out that there is even a squeeze potential. You're like, oh, I thought this was just a way a way to make that kid eat spicy food. Fruit salad. What are you tossing? I'm just here for the Mormon condo advice. That is truthful. Mormons love condos. Mormons definitely love condos. Hey, Matt, I was wondering if you could check out Saint Inu Crypto. I would like to get your thoughts. Check out the roadmap and the website. Okay, let me write that down. Saint Inu Cherry. I still think you're a shill though, LOJK. I met you at the Pats Eagles game and you and this movement gave me the hope. Thanks, Mark. TG, I distinctly remember meeting you, and congrats. I remember you're a Pats fan, and in preseason you beat us. You beat the Eagles, so congrats. But it was great to meet you, man. You were here for a concert. I think you went to a concert the night before, the night after. I hope the concert was fun. Do I think that NVIDIA will crush earnings tomorrow and run like Qualcomm? I don't know if it'll run like Qualcomm, but I am bullish going into NVIDIA's earnings. It's just similar companies have reported it and they all beat. I don't see why NVIDIA wouldn't beat. Walmart recently, like the demand and the supply, like there's just such an incredible demand for their processing chips. I don't see a world in which the only way I could really reason in which NVIDIA doesn't beat I guess is supply chain issues. Like if they literally just didn't have enough parts to such a degree that they didn't hit their revenue goals. That's the only reason I could come up with. How long will I be here for? 15 minutes. Rumspringer. You've kind of told the difference between jokes and memes, which might help play outside. Jokes and memes. I have a joke for you. No lie. This is a complete truth. I have a friend who's an accountant, and he was... This is so silly. He was applying for another accountant job. This happened within the past couple months. And he was doing it, and he must have cracked some sort of joke in like a series of interviews. Like it was a day of multiple interviews at this company. And I called him after. I was like, dude, how'd your interview go? Like, I was excited for him. I'm like, tell me about it. He's like, I don't know. Like, I think it went a little bit off the rails. And I was like, well, why'd it go off the rails? He's like, I said something silly. And all of a sudden, the first guy told everyone else that, like, he's the comedian. Like, he's the comedian of the group, blah, blah, blah. He's like, I'm not really a comedian. And in the next interview, or maybe an interview after that, he's talking to, like, kind of the person that's going to make the decision hiring. He's like, I heard you're the comedy guy. He's like, I guess. He's like, well, why don't you tell me a joke? And this is like for his interview. And the joke that he told the guy, he's like, what did the number 0 say to the number 8? And the guy's like, I don't know. And the answer to that is nice belt. BELT, nice belt. And I guess the guy's response was just so like fucking stone cold. Like he literally had no response to it whatsoever. And in fact, to this day, my friend has never heard back from that interviewing process, and he never got that job. The joke did not land. Oh man. So where are we? I need to check that. Bringing a message from the kids to your basement, aka Twitch. Can we get a good luck banner on AMC? A good luck banner? I guess what kind of banner do we need there? Must have been telling that joke for months because I heard it from you. Well, this was like his, what month are we in? Yeah, that tracks. I probably told you like the day after because he called me and I was like, this went so far off the rails. I got a funny, famous comedian story. Want to hear it? Of course we do. Young, listen, lives, views from my shoes. I love that, views from my shoes. Thanks for vocalizing my frustration today. What's going on, Young, listen? I'm happy I was able to have a voice that resonated with yours. AMC, this is something. This is something. Stairs up, elevator down. Remember, fear is a much greater emotional driver than greed. Why is 6 afraid of 7? 7, 8, 9. Prague is flying. I'm liking Prague. I'm happy. Happy, happy, happy. All right, let me check something else.
You able to use regular chats timing or will get effed up as always, which makes it that the one not making sense. You could just DM it to me, Brendan. Can you explain the belt joke? Well, you see, Cosmic, it's because if you look at a 0 and then you look at a 8, it looks like someone put a belt around it. All right, Rivian squeezing, probably not squeezing. I don't even think it's short. I think this is just unadulterated buying. All right, I don't think you DM me, Brendan. All right, we are, 10 minutes. I thought we only had a minute left. We have a lot of time. All right, let's get into it. Let's see what else is going on. So AMC, GME, let's see where we're at on the day. AMC, they have a net return of 1.67 million. And you might be thinking to yourself, a net return and the stock's going down. If you're returning, that means shorts are covering. And if shorts are covering, they're buying. How's it going down? Well, remember to return shares, the settlement cycle is 2 days. So at earliest, it's shorts that covered 2 trading days ago, but also remember, it could just be shares that went on loan and they never went short and they're just being returned. So that's why there's a little bit of a discrepancy between seeing a stock not go up, but also like a kind of a wonky connection to the net borrow change. Remember, we deal with this settlement cycle of 2 days. Estimated short interest is 15.9%. In terms of GME, the borrowed shares 107,000 for a net of 64. Estimated short interest 8.74. In terms of PROG, Progenity, the distraction of the day. That would be a good segment. I'll call it the distraction of the day. Others would call it people making money, but here in Ape Land, we could call it the distraction of the day. Net return of 1.41 million, estimated short interest of 26.6%. And this thing is just moving. PROG, if it gets above 530, I think this thing could be explosive. So right where we're at now, 506, 505, it's the high from March, April. The reason I'm talking about 530 is right here. I just saw this support, this resistance. So it's kind of looking at this region of the lower 5s. And then from there, I think we're talking about 620. And man, a huge level is 775. Support, resistance, support here. I mean, this is going to be a big level. Man, and then just so you know, PROG's all-time high is $16. 16 buckaroos. Weeble News patent for PROG. PROG. Where is my PROG news? Gary Gensler, I'll be speaking at Treasury Market Conference tomorrow at 10:20 a.m. I'm not seeing PROG news. Someone said a new PROG patent. The EOD AMC downtrend was just suspicious AF. I mean, this is kind of how they close AMC out. Usually they started around 2. This time they waited, I guess, till like 2:30. But it seems like the closing is extremely dominated by one or the other. We've seen times where it like really rips into close, and then other times when it sells off, but it doesn't really. It doesn't seem, maybe this is too anecdotal and I can get the stats for you, but just like that sideways trading into close, it seems to be a rarity for AMC. It seems to either go Rivian's way or the way we're currently seeing on AMC. Gasparino is on Fox. All right, let me see. Oh man, do you guys really want... Was anyone streaming it that we could watch to wind back? Do you know of anyone who was streaming it and I could just go to their channel and then kind of rewind on it because it looks like it's wrapping up right now? She's making fun of his beard. Anyone know who was streaming it? He's done. They're like, no, he's a douche. He was just screaming, sorry, apes. So I'm sure it was something like disparaging. Feels like it was very disparaging, but yeah, we're getting close. But people are buying it right off of 42. So the 4430, why was that particularly interesting? Check this out. Check this out. Look out. It's been rejected there twice before, just an additional region of resistance. So it was almost a fake out breakout. So this is what we're eyeing up for tomorrow. It's kind of right here. We want the hold above 43.40, and we would love the break of 44.40. Rejection. It's the exact level we've been calling out. That's what resistance is. You're not guaranteed to break out of resistance. This time the supply overwhelmed the demand, and it got smacked a little bit more that was surprising. Like someone was either taking a new short position. This could very well just be a new short. They sold. They wanted to stop AMC from breaking out, so they just started shorting on the second one. That's theoretically possible of what happened here. Just selling. And that could have happened like tomorrow, or really we might find out tomorrow. I mean, I guess Tuesday, so Wednesday, Thursday. So by Thursday, it would be interesting to know if this just did relate to a higher short position. Did you just DM me right now, Brendan? I'm looking for it. Mark, how dare you hold any security other than AMC? Disgusting. Can I get an update on PROG, please? I like it. Matt, Gassy stated digital dividend might not be legal because of debt. Yeah, because I mean, that guy is the guy who just like screams legal know-how. That's what are you going to do? Get your legal advice from the back of like a Lucky Charms box? Try to send you a super long super. YouTube didn't let me. Please check your ads on Twitter ASAP. Just want you to read something you might not know. I hope it's just from you. I'll just search your name. Kinky Kong. I always crack up when I say this. Speaking of gatekeeping, I have a photo project leading to a few other projects I want every monkey to participate in. If you feel like you're being ignored by any click, film, etc., please talk to me on Twitter at Kong_kinky1. That's one as in the number. Kong, KONG _kinky, spelled the normal way, with the number 1. Homeless, I'm doing so much better with my little boy in a new place now. I'm proud to call you my friend. Thank you for everything forever. I'm super fucking proud of you. Kiki Kong, I'm super happy, privileged to have you as one of my friends. Seriously. I'm happy that things are trending in the right way for you. And I know that can be said about a lot of people who are listening right now. Your success, all of your individual success puts the biggest smile on my face. Seriously. Kong spelled, or kinky spelled the normal way. How tall is Matt? 5'8"? I wish, on a good day. I wish. All right, AMC bouncing off of 42.50. We are about a minute 30 out, 90 seconds left. The only reason I'm really reminding you of that is if you're battling with pattern day trading, you might want to slip in a trade just so you don't get hit with the day trade tomorrow. Apes strong together, becoming a space ape. Shout out. I'm excited for tomorrow. Lucid looking great. Rivian's looking great. AMC is looking great. GME still looking solid. I can't say great if we're being honest, but it's looking solid. 207. We're hanging out above 200. Not long ago, it was at 160, 170. If kinky is spelled the normal way, how is Kong spelled? What else do we have? Crypto. Where's BTC at? Whoa, sub 60. BTC taking a little bit of a hit. I think if we're calm, cool, collected with it, given enough time, a couple days, couple weeks, this thing will come back. That's how I feel, at least. BTC 59.8. Ethereum 4,200. Solana down to 220. I do not want to look at my crypto portfolio. What else do we have happening? Warm wine, Matt. I do owe you guys a cup of warm wine. That was something that was it. Thanksgiving, hey ma, how thick do you want the gravy? If it ain't Kohrsy, you're grounded. Love it, love it. Oh, folks, dingity ding ding ding. What a day. What a day. Coming at you live from Citadel's offices. And if I'm going to be honest here, folks, as I'm reporting from everything that I'm seeing, this place is a dumpster fire. Let's see what's going to go on tomorrow. Folks, AMC closed out the day at 4260, GME 207, Tesla 1054, Lucid 5552, Prog 484, Rivian 172, SPY slightly green, Q's definitely green, IWM slightly green. I think we saw some new all-time highs in the market today as well. Almost. We almost tapped it. We were almost there. What a day. What a day. What a crazy Tuesday. Here's the plan. I will be posting some stuff on this channel, also on Kohrs Lite. If you're not subscribed to either of those, both of those, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We'll be getting some clips out on Kohrs Lite this evening, and then we'll also be getting some update videos on the main channel, and then I'll be streaming tomorrow morning, bright and early, 9 a.m. ET. Hope you're all there. Thank you for all the support. You guys are absolutely phenomenal. Thank you so much. I'll catch you later today on both of those channels, and then I'll catch you live in action, doing it in this basement as always, 9 a.m., bright and early. Have an amazing afternoon, evening, night, whatever time it is for you. I hope you have a great one. Hang out with your family, friends. Hope you have a good time. I'll catch you tomorrow morning, and as always from me and Chair, best of luck in the markets.